Hello everyone, this is Damon Welch and I'm coming to you from the Mayor's office at City Hall here in Madison, Indiana, and we're going to take a little bit of time today. We haven't been with you for a while and just talk a little bit about what we've been doing the past few months as far as economic development is concerned and how we plan to go forward in the next process. If you remember back during the campaign, I know most of the candidates last fall were talking about economic development, and I did say that one thing I wanted to do was take a look at how we were doing economic development, or how we had been doing it and how we were doing it in Madison and Jefferson County, and just to see if there were some changes that could be made and maybe tweaking those efforts and seeing if we could not necessarily do a better job, but just be ready to take on whatever came our way and be able to do the best we could through whatever process we went through. So when we came into office, we started doing that and looking at the different parts of our economic development programs here in Madison and Jefferson County. We have a very diverse economy. We've talked about that before. We have manufacturing and large and small business retail. We have the tourist industry. Of course, we have a beautiful downtown and a riverfront. So our goal was to not just look at one part of that, but look at all of that, all of those different sectors, and try to bring them together so we're funneling all the information and our efforts together. I think we tend, if we're not careful, we tend to just say that economic development is just one part of what we're interested in, but we're trying to look at the total picture, and that's been our goal all along. So if you remember back in March, early April, we put together a review panel, economic development review panel, worked very hard for 3 months, gathered a lot of information on the different sectors and how we were doing economic development. They came out with some recommendations in July. We've been looking at those. One of their recommendations was, for the city and county to try to work together in this effort, and I began to meet by invitation with a representative from commissioners, representative from county and city councils, and a representative from Hanover Town Board, and just to discuss some of the recommendations that had come forth in the Blue Ribbon Panel report. So we had some discussion there, came up with a joint statement, nothing definitive, just something that the goals that we felt we needed to look at as we moved forward. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we invited in a couple of economic development directors from other areas, one from Wabash County, Indiana, one from actually Bardstown, Kentucky. Similar demographics, very highly sought after advisors who are aware of Madison. They love Madison. They came in and spoke, were very well received. We liked what they heard. So what I wanted to say today was that we've spent a lot of time getting input. It's time now to move forward with implementation. So one of the things a couple of weeks ago, if you read the paper, I had a 3-point plan, and one of those was to bring in, points was to bring in some advisors temporarily to take a look at all this information, take a look at some of the proposals we've made, and help us implement those proposals as we go forward with economic development. I'm very excited about what's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 months. Anytime you begin to change or propose changes, there's always a little anxiety, and I understand that, but I feel that we're on the right track. So what I did announce last night to the City Council is that we have talked with the two that had come in to speak, two economic development directors, and they are very interested in helping advise us as we go forward. That is Bill Kanya, the Economic Development Director for Wabash County in Wabash, Indiana, and also Kim Houston from Bardstown, Kentucky. She is the Nelson County Economic Development Director. They are very familiar with Madison. They like what we're trying to do here, and so we're working out details to help bring them in part-time. They can do some of this work from where they are as we give them information, but our goal with them would be to say, here's where we are, here are some of the proposals, here's kind of where we want to go. Now, can you help us plug everything in? And that's what we want to do. I'm excited about that. So I wanted to give you some information on that. We've been doing a lot of work over the past few months, and I think we're now to a point where we can really begin to implement. And the one thing I did say is that as we start this process, which officially my goal is to begin it October 1st and have most of it done by December 31st. But these advisors, as they come in and do some work, will be interacting with elected bodies and appropriate organizations for the purpose of just a give and take and getting some feedback and giving their ideas on how to move forward. So we're excited about that, and I know we're going to see many of you as we move into this next period of time. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.